Right on. Can you hear me, Eric? How's it going, buddy? Oh man, that's so cool. Thank you, Jeremy. I am going to read and answer some questions today for sure. Good morning, Sean. How you doing? How you doing, man? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, nice. So even when I talk in this voice, so I'm not talking super loud, you can still hear me okay? Awesome, dude. That's so cool. This is like such a fucking cool thing because you guys know that we've been trying for a fucking entire year to get YouTube to work with our system. And right now I'm able to use it and I can see like there's no lag in the feedback or anything. It's fucking incredible. YouTube can be such a good tool for us, and it's been such a fucking nightmare for us to implement into our Patreon and just use YouTube the way that we should be using it, and that is like as a primary streaming platform. It's been really, really, really difficult. So the issue that we were having, I guess, was that our interface, for some reason on this laptop, and this is such a weird thing, YouTube and Chrome were not recognizing the webcam function at all on my computer. So it was such a weird problem. I ended up getting with Blackmagic, the company that makes our hardware. And I sat on the phone with them, like, I mean, the owners of the company, I mean, everything, like the people that are designing the product. And it wasn't actually their product that was the problem. It's a weird issue with Chrome and with YouTube. And those are the worst issues to have because you can't call a number and get YouTube on the phone. You know what I mean? So it's something I've been avoiding for a long time because, as you guys know, I did last year, 52 plus streams. I was here every single weekend. And interestingly, taking a few weekends off because of our edema show and stuff like that in the last month was weird for me, but maybe actually good. Maybe it was a good thing, and you guys were super cool about it. Maybe it is better that we take some breaks here and there and all that kind of stuff, and we reset and get some more time to think about what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. For the creative process, it could be kind of good, but yeah, I mean, it's a big deal to not be able to use YouTube. I mean, what a fucking big deal for a creator, for people that are doing what we do, to not be able to use YouTube is a tough thing. So this is a big fucking deal. I can see myself, I can see everything you guys are saying, and there's no lag. So typically when you do this, for us, the stuff that we see is maybe 5, maybe sometimes 10 seconds behind. So when we're doing these events and all this kind of stuff, it's usually really hard. You have to get your head out of that and just kind of try and pay attention to being in the moment and reading the questions or answering, people on Zoom and all that kind of stuff. So right on. I'm so fucking stoked. Lauren, yeah, I didn't come here to talk about YouTube, but I can't skip the chance to say how excited I am to actually be able to use this. This is a big deal for me. Be able to use this room that I created to kind of do this shit, this is a big deal. It's been taking us a year. So let's see, Pixie, I have to uncensor your cussing. So let's go ahead and uncensor that. YouTube is pretty funny. It's going to censor anytime you guys say fuck, it won't show up. So just keep that in mind. I'm not blocking your messages, but if you cuss, YouTube will block your message and I have to manually go in there and let it show. So just always keep that in mind. You guys that think it's fun to go fucking, YouTube censors all of it. So keep it in mind. I sure don't mind, but your comments may not show up because I might miss them. So cool. Yeah, Lauren, thank you so much. That makes me really happy. I think the cool thing about YouTube is that we can do this and then people can just, patrons and stuff that kind of know about it that maybe forgot about it, a notification comes up and they can just see it. That's why I do it like this sometimes. And that's why I make them public sometimes. That's also a chance for us to kind of show people that aren't supporters on Patreon some of the stuff that we do, but you guys, a lot of you guys already know that. I say it out loud now because you never know if there's a new person that might be able to support us using Patreon, which has been a motherfucking game changer. I think that the fact that I can do this now, and you guys notice I'm not in the studio and I'm not using my cell phone. This is a good sign for what's going to happen when we go on tour. I now think that I can bring this out with me in a stable way, and I can still do cool events and think of new ways to include our supporters in what we do when we're on tour. That's a fucking cool thing. I'm very excited right now. So anyways, so right on. I see there's a lot of people. That's awesome. Hi, Sarah. How you doing? Aaron. That's, cussing really shows intelligence. I know. And I'm the worst. I'm like a pirate. So that's pretty funny. So guys, wake the fuck up with Ryan. I bet you guys thought that this was a cooking show because I've cooked the last couple episodes, but it's actually not a cooking show. The idea that I had, aside from me being snarky and being funny, is I just wanted to share with you guys, since getting sober and living a life of pure craziness that I've lived, I thought that it might be kind of cool to have some sessions where I kind of discuss mental health with you guys, where I kind of show you guys, my habits and what I've done and what I do to try to keep myself kind of sane and productive and stuff like that. If I had $1 for every private message I get, asking to talk to me about this or that, mental health stuff and all that kind of stuff, I would be a super rich guy. Obviously I can't respond or deal with all of that. I just can't. I'm not a licensed therapist. It's not realistic for me to talk to people that I don't see on a daily basis all week long, every week. It doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, you guys know that, I'm sure. But, when someone's in need, it sucks. But I'm super aware of the fact that all of us struggle with shit. And so the idea behind Wake the Fuck Up with Ryan wasn't to have some big lecture session. It wasn't to have some deep, profound, crazy thing. It wasn't to elevate me into some sort of guru or anything like that. And you can probably tell by, the first couple I cooked. But there's something to be said about the methodology behind what I'm doing and why I'm sharing stuff with you, like cooking. I'm showing you guys what I kind of do to start off my day so that I don't have a crazy fucking day. It's super, super important that you start your day out right. At least I believe that. And I'm sharing this stuff with you guys, A, for fun, B, because maybe, it might inspire or make you think of something different. So again, right? So there's my disclaimer. I'm just kind of trying to share with you guys things I do because I can't personally call a bunch of, people and give them advice. It's just not responsible of me. So I figure this is like a cool place to chat about it, and discuss this kind of stuff. I have written down here in my journal stuff that I kind of wanted to talk about today, and I will be looking at this stuff, at your comments and stuff like that as we go, and and hopefully you guys, maybe if you have some questions, that's totally cool. I'll answer what I can from a guy who's been in hundreds of days of therapy, of intensive therapy. But so this Wake the Fuck Up with Ryan is really about using the concept of my morning rituals and my morning routines and the fact that I get up really early to maybe share with you guys more insights into what I do, how I do what I do, and maybe it will give you guys ideas to, get some stuff done yourself, or maybe just make you think of things differently. Because I can tell you, anytime I hear anyone talking, we could be at a restaurant, someone could be talking, that is saying something really interesting and really useful, and I might be hearing it out of the corner of my ear. I will literally, if I think it's really useful and cool, I'll incorporate it into my life, or I'll try it. So anyways, that's what this is about. Sometimes I might cook. Sometimes we might just chat like this in the morning together, like we're just having coffee together, although I've already had my coffee. I wouldn't mind some more. So, so mental health. I mean, what the fuck do I do to stay, kind of sane? And my phone is ringing off the hook already. That's actually great that that's happened. So I've already gotten, right at 8 a.m., my phone starts ringing, because that's when people think it's okay. And interestingly enough, one thing I do is I have all of my notifications turned off, and I'm still working on a way to, I have my phone set to actually not even be on or accept calls for a large chunk of time every day. So that's a funny thing that I know that people that aren't familiar with me, like, they don't know that I don't get a lot of messages, and I kind of batch them for times when I think I have time to deal with them, which ends up meaning I don't manage or respond to a lot of messages. And one of the reasons why is exactly that. The minute 8 a.m. comes around, my phone starts ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing, and I'm in the middle of doing something that I think is important. And that's what all of this stuff is about. Is how can I focus, or how can we focus on the things that we think are actually important? Me being here with you guys is actually important. And, if I don't aggressively stop people from bothering me, I can't do this stuff. Last night I was able to, the last couple nights, I'm actually really proud of myself. I was able to get in the studio alone. And this is a big deal for me, because I don't normally record alone. Normally I have a mirror, or I have my grandson, or I have Foo, someone running the system so that I can work, so I can sing. But given how busy we've gotten, and that's kind of, the idea behind some of the stuff I'm talking about here, I've had to learn how to do it all by myself, which is totally new for me after 25 years of doing music. Usually I partner up with people. So I've had to learn to get in there and develop a system where I can just record, do, all the vocal comping. Comping means you sing the vocal 20 times and you start picking which one is the best and putting them together and all kind of stuff. It's a fucking pain in the ass when you're actually singing. But I've had to learn how to do that. And, for the last couple nights in a row, I've been able to get in there and spend a few hours of solid, uninterrupted time doing that. And that's a big, big deal for me, because, my life and our lives are about being interrupted constantly with texts, with, tons of different ways for people to reach you. Your phone ringing all the time, messages from 20 different socials. It's really, really, really the enemy of productivity. It's really the enemy of productivity. So the top of my list here in my journal, the top thing of this day, I think I wrote this May 4th, 2021. I wrote, learning to comp folks is a big deal and gives me power and less stress. Fucking what the fuck? So the purpose of me writing that down, and the purpose of me having a journal, is literally to sit down, typically in the morning, but sometimes I'll do it in the afternoon. It depends on how crazy my monkey mind is. But the journal is a chance to get monkey mind out on paper. You don't have to write some fucking, and today, somebody talked to me and it made me feel good inside. And you don't have to fucking write that shit. None of this is about being a fucking pussy. This is about fucking getting the crazy out and down so that you can get it out of your mind and move forward and deal with shit. So sometimes these things just roll in my head. Oh my God, how am I going to get the new Edema music done? Oh my God, I have so much Julien-K music done. Oh my God, I have to figure out this event for Patreon, because, it's going to be if I don't make it compelling, everyone's going to think, I suck. Oh my God, all the restaurants have been closed for fucking, nearly a year. Oh my God, it's a financial disaster. Oh my God. Oh fuck, we got a tour offer. What am I going to do? We don't have this and this, and we haven't played for 2 years. Oh my God, we have a streaming show. Oh my God, it's fucking bananas. And dealing with that is really, really hard for me. This can help, having a journal can help. And if I want to make it really, really simple for you guys out there that have stress, just use it every day to take monkey mind, your mind thinking about tons of shit that you would probably prefer to just like settle. Put it down in a journal. Just keep a book. Doesn't have to be a story. If people open it up, it doesn't have to be embarrassing. Put it down in a journal. I do all sorts of shit here. I use the morning typically for this, but I have a risk benefit analysis technique. What is that? What does that mean? When you're going to do something, you're going to make a big decision, or you're going to do something crazy. Like, should you start a new business? Should you do this new tour? Should you, whatever it is, should you date this person? Should you, whatever it is, I make a column, left, right, risk, benefit. What's the risk of doing it? What's the benefit of doing it? Sometimes it's really obvious that it just lines up, but I can tell you almost all the time when you write it down, it makes it way fucking easier to make the decision, right? So, if you're the type of person that isn't at the point yet where you have like a really hard gut feeling about whether or not you should do something or not do something, that's a super, super great technique. And that's something that I use a lot. So writing this stuff down is awesome. And you don't have to write it down and dwell on it. You can just write it down and just fucking put it, away and go to it later. I actually enjoy going back through my journal and reading stuff, because I end up finding out that sometimes I've accomplished a bunch of crap. Like, I've actually done the shit that has been worrying me and stressing me out, and I can stop stressing over it. Trying to find, this is really funny. Do not break your own rules. Oh my God. That's funny. Because I always fuck myself over when I break my own rules. So my life rules, I end up fucking miserable when I bend the rules for someone or for something or for myself. That's a funny one. I'm not focused enough to get the valuable real work done. That was in April. That was when I'm in my big fears. So that's cool. So in April, I was stressing the fuck out about not getting time to focus and not being able to focus. Like, what's wrong with me? Am I ADD? What's wrong? Of course I am. I'm ADD, I'm bipolar, I'm all those things. I'm medically diagnosed as all those things. Okay, well, now what? Cool. Who cares? I still have to get shit done. So the cool thing is I can go back and look at, in April, I was stressing on that. In fucking May, I just finished writing the Outstanding Edema music that we have. So we have 3 full new songs recorded with my vocal, and I did them both last night, finished the last 2, and one is being mixed by Amir right now. So using this technique, it's kind of cool because I can go back and look and go, you know what? I made progress. I did this. I actually focused on the things I wanted to focus on, even though it was messy, even though it was dirty, even though it was a fucking pain in the ass, but I did it. I got it. I did it. I've been building the habit of getting in there, doing it myself, doing it alone, getting over the idea that I want the feedback from the other guys and all that kind of stuff. I just go in there and do it. And I did it. And now we have the songs, and we're super close to having a good chunk of the album done. And that's a big fucking deal. It's a big, big, big deal. Some other things I wrote down here because I have this like fixation, this fear, this constant fear, especially with what's going on lately in the world after COVID and all this kind of stuff, financially, and what's going on with my businesses and all that kind of stuff, of just like losing, everything that I've created here, which is a very real possibility. But, I kind of wrote something down here that hit me the other day. Nothing is forever and everything has a cost. So if I can just look at that every now and then and remember that none of this is forever. The only thing that's constant is going to be change. The only thing that's going to be constant is change. And the fact that I've, achieved all this kind of stuff, this stuff that I'm really proud of, and I've already spent the money and bought this stuff and created this place, it's going to keep costing money, and that's always going to be a fact. And I'm always going to have to think of new things. The things that I've created aren't always going to work forever. It's just so related. So there's all these little like fucking morsels, all these little like insightful things that I ended up writing that have been huge for me. I'm not saying they're huge for you, but really, really huge stuff for me. And I'm going through this and reading stuff out of it so you guys understand that I really use this shit. I wrote down a really cool thing. You can't be inspired all the time, which is why discipline is vastly more important. That's a funny thing. So I used to drink and do all of this crazy shit and keep myself in a state of insanity because I needed inspiration. And the truth of the matter is, none of us are fucking inspired all the time. None of us, especially me. But what really, really matters is, are you going to just go in the studio and do some work and lay down some music and do it? Or are you going to go into your office and just start doing work, even if you don't crush it? But are you going to go just use some discipline and do it? And that obviously has been a big thing. You guys can see that I'll fixate and try to really write down and revolve around a problem. And that problem for me has been getting the solid, uninterrupted time to not just do things like this, but to be in the studio uninterrupted by people and things and messaging and posts and bullshit. So that's been a big focus of mine. That's been a big deal. Why do I make everyone wake up this early and hang out with me? Because I think waking up early gives you a chance to be, in the morning, if you get up early enough, nothing's happening yet. Nothing's fucking happening yet. Some people get that same effect by staying up really late. Totally cool. I'm definitely not someone who's going to say, that it's one way's better or than the other, although there is some science behind, your circadian rhythm and, getting up in the morning and that it might be better for you. But some people are naturally, it is what they are. I can kind of sometimes do both. If I'm on tour, I'll be up till 3 or 4 a.m. because we're working, and that's just where the schedule shifts to. But even more now, I'm on the last couple tours, even though we go to bed at 3 or 4 a.m., I'm still having to get up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. because we have so much traveling to do. So, I don't know. We'll see where it pans out. Now that a lot of my habits are revolving around getting up before everyone else and making sure that I have a lot of time for me to do this kind of shit. Think about what the fuck I'm doing with my fucking life, So let me see here. That right there, that's the one I need beat into my skull, Eric. So I'm assuming that's probably one of the things I wrote down, which is really, really cool. Arthur, you write your feelings down. Paper 5 times a day is therapy. That's totally smart. Totally smart. Sean, I may do that. It sounds helpful. I used to journal, but quit. Kathy, oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah. And Sarah, journaling is extremely therapeutic. Absolutely. Wow, it's cool to see you guys are like, the one on discipline. Yeah. I mean, it's a funny thing, being artists, and I know a lot of us that follow us on our music and support us on Patreon are also artists and creatives. And we really, really like to be victims, don't we, of our own of our inspiration and our I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah, 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 but it's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. At the end of the day, it's work, and you have to figure it out, and you have to go do it. So the only way to get it done is to go do it. So I have to tell myself this all the time, believe it or not, I can be extremely unfocused and extremely lazy. So yeah, that is something that is fucking real. Cinzia, hi, finally joined with no time problems. Oh, great. Hello in Italy. Yeah, it's so fucking cool. Right on. Amy K, my laptop doesn't recognize my password, so my day is off to a great start. Oh, fuck, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, yeah, right on. So, some other stuff that I do, and most of this is like morning habit shit. Obviously, you guys have seen that one of the first things I do is I wake up and I have like the most healthy meal that I can have and the most satisfying meal that I can have. And I've cooked a couple for you. Why is that super important? The same reason that making your bed is really fucking important. Don't have a bunch of fucking silly pillows. Everything, just make it simple and clean and neat like a fucking badass hotel. It's because it's a victory. It's like your first fucking victory. Like you win. You wake up, you fucking make your bed all fucking awesome. It takes you 2 seconds. You cook something very simple and amazing and healthy and have amazing coffee. I always buy nice coffee because fuck, it's how I start my whole day off. And then you have like, I mean, that's like if you have 3 meals or 4 meals a day, that's a third or a quarter of of the stuff that's going to go into your body. It's already great. You're done. That's just fucking. I didn't even think about that. That shit just happens. It's just done. I've already done it today. Done. I might even have another meal that's super healthy. So, later on in the day, if I'm getting on my motorcycle, I might go find a donut or something like that. No problem. But, as long as I'm my set meals that I have, like especially the first 2 are super they're perfect meals. I've already killed half the day. I'm already fucking so winning. It's ridiculous. Even if I fucking fuck up and go to Sidecar Donuts and have fucking 3 of their old fashioned salt and butter donuts that come out hot and they're ridiculous. Oh my God, they're ridiculous. It's still okay. It's still okay because I know that every fucking day I'm going to get the first half of the day is going to be perfect because this is what I do. So I get those 2 things, make my bed and have an amazing meal and coffee, and and we're golden. And then I meditate. I only do like 10 minutes a day. So here's what I use, and here's why it's fucking awesome. I use Waking Up app by Sam Harris. The reason I use that one, and I've used a bunch of different ones, is because Sam Harris is a neuroscientist. He's gonna talk about, as you're learning, you're gonna learn about what meditation is and why it's awesome and why it's powerful. I can tell you right now, I am the type of dude that is not into frou-frou, foo-foo bullshit. I'm not into, in my gut, in my core, I'm not into wellness. I'm not into magic-y bullshit. I'm not. And I was always anti meditation or anything that required stillness because I just don't really, being calm and all this kind of stuff I'm allergic to it. It's not about that. And if someone would have told me that meditation is a technique to train your brain so that you're more badass, I think I would have gotten it a lot sooner. So I'm here telling you guys that because no one fucking told me. I had to fucking dig and dig and dig and go to rehab and fucking go through hell to finally figure out, oh fuck, this is why meditation is rad. It's brain training. So you certainly can find meditation that is about this. Sure. But most modern meditation practice and modern teachers are not going to, it's not what it's about. It's specifically a technique that's used, it's been developed over thousands and thousands of years. It's really, really good. It's a technique that's used to train your brain. And it's something you can use to make yourself more aware. It can actually make you notice things that you didn't notice before. It can help you become happier because you can learn that no amount of guilt can change the past, and no amount of worrying can change the future. All you can do is make the best decisions that you can make and live in the moment. And unless you're in a gulag in North Korea, the moment is probably not filled with torture. That doesn't mean that some people aren't going through like literal fucking fucked up shit right now. What I am saying is that's not our typical state. So, for instance, right now, there's a lot of bad shit going on in my life, like really scary stuff. But right now, I'm just sitting here with you guys. Things are fine. You know, I had food this morning. I'll probably have food for lunch. I'll probably work on music later today. I can still be in my house at least for today. And okay, so you got to be in the moment. But it's funny because I couldn't do this before. I couldn't do it, and I still struggle with it. But what I'm trying to kind of communicate with you guys is that there's tools to help you with the struggle. You get what I'm saying? There are things you can do. There are things you can practice to help you with the struggle of understanding that things are okay right now in the moment. Probably things are okay for most of us. And if it's bad right now, the chances are that after time passes, things will be okay again in some way, shape, or form. So that's a big, big, big deal for me. And meditation definitely helped me start to notice this. Right? So a lot of meditation is about paying attention. A lot of meditation isn't with your eyes closed and all this kind of stuff. So I would definitely encourage you to check that out. Again, I get a lot of questions about this. That's why I'm bringing this stuff up and talking to you guys about it. That's why we're doing Wake the Fuck Up with Ryan. So meditation, in my opinion, I have some close friends, people that I literally went to high school with and stuff, that got in touch with me after my year sober post, which really I was kind of shocked. It kind of, I got a lot of interaction, like even on the street, even going out to like a restaurant, people really saw that and resonated with it. I was shocked. But I have some close friends of mine that are going to go get help for alcohol and addiction and all that kind of stuff. And they were really, really scared of the whole idea of meditation and all this kind of stuff. And they didn't want to, they're a little more macho and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, dude, I get the macho. I totally get it. I fight, for fun. Like I train in fighting and I work out every fucking day, and I'm in a rock band, and I've done, we've partied and done lots of bad things with lots of women and all this kind of stuff. I get macho. I get it. But it's not about that. It doesn't take your edge away. That's not the point. In fact, it can sharpen your edge. So don't be afraid to try it. You can try that shit out for free. A lot of them have like 30 days free or 15 days free, and they have introductory courses and stuff like that. Just check it out and see if it starts to resonate with you a little bit. Just my friendly advice. Let's see. Amy K, what do you do to push through the hard days, the ones where you would rather stay in bed and hate everything all day? I totally hear that. I stopped drinking. So that's a huge one. Drinking really allows you to have a tool to make you stay in bed. It gives you a tool to hibernate and hide from your problems in life. Another thing I do is exactly what I'm doing now. I'm sharing with you guys. I have routines. Every morning I get up and I do these things, and that's what happens. Okay, period. There's no fucking discussion. If I have to be somewhere at 8 a.m., then I get up at 6 a.m. If I have to be somewhere at 5 a.m., I would get up at 3 a.m. I have to have that time because the thing that I do in the morning is happening. period. So these are my habits. If I have an extreme depression, typically I'm going to have knocked out some of my stuff in the morning and gotten my day going before I notice that I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm tripping today. You know what I mean? And then I have, these different tools to sit down and start writing out what it is that's fucking me up, what it is that's bothering me. I also, my friend Wes Gear from Head PE, Corn, and now Human, I want everyone to go check out Human. It's a framework release, and we'll be advertising it all week. My friend Wes has a tattoo on him. He's another sober guy, and it says "Feel everything." And I was like, "That's such a cool fucking statement." Like, wow, that's. He's like, yeah. He's like that. That's what I have to do. I have to be into that idea to be able to carry on with my life, to be able to make it through life. I fucking want to get that tattooed on me. I fucking love that. That's a new concept because I didn't want to feel all those things. You know what I mean? I didn't want to feel the bad. I only wanted to feel the good, but the good was super fleeting. It wasn't happening all the time. And now I really embrace and I make it part of my daily life that I just need to feel what I'm feeling. Doesn't mean I stop and then crawl in bed and do all this stuff. I really don't do that anymore. I did for 20, 30 years. But I go, okay, this is how I feel. And I sit down and I go, wow, shit's fucked up. What's happening? What's making me feel like this? Why am I doing this? I don't write it down, whatever it is, but I'll just feel it. And meditation definitely helps with that. Something to keep in mind, I'm not going to be able to tell you something that it's like, oh, now I'm super depressed and I'm down, I'm in bed and I can't get out of bed. And Ryan gave me this idea and now I'm out of bed. That's not what I'm telling you guys today. That's not what Wake the Fuck Up is about. Wake the Fuck Up is about habits. It's about waking the fuck up every day. And when you start doing the habits all the time, every day, when you build some healthy habits, like these no-brainers that I do, when you build these healthy habits, you're going to find out that those days are not as often, right? If you have no habits, if you're just cruising through life and just hitting the fucking, like a pinball machine and just hitting the fucking, alarm dinger thingies and just moving to another place and letting life just push you around, that's not building habits. That's not picking your own destiny. That's letting yourself just get beat up by everything that happens. What I'm trying to show you guys is that I do everything in my power to not get beat up by every wave that hits me. I do everything I can to create my own life and my own habits and make sure I'm adding things in there that I like. Another thing that I do, and this is getting a little bit more out of what I wanted to talk about because we'll deal with this stuff later, but I add in exercise as much as possible. What I've learned with exercise and with meditation and with everything, obviously, the more you do it, the easier it is. I've definitely learned that going once a week, fuck everyone that says like, oh, you can do this one workout and then you're, and then you recover for the week and then you just do this. Okay, that's just created by someone who just doesn't really want to work out. Okay, I don't really necessarily want to work out and go do something that's physically taxing. What I'm learning though is that something in my head with meditation and feel everything and all this mentality that I've developed, something in me just decided that, you know what, I'm just going to fuck it. I'm just going to join an inexpensive class, something I can afford and where I can go multiple days a week, multiple times, different times of the day. I can pick a time because their classes are all day, right? Most people can afford this because there's super cheap ones out there. I'm just going to fucking go, even if I don't feel like going. And if I can't be badass and do a push-up, or yes, there are times when I have trouble doing a push-up. Well, I can do push-ups pretty much all the time, but there are times when it's really, really hard for me. And then guess what I do? I still go and I just do what I can do. maybe that day I'm not awesome, but I go. And I'm learning now, being sober at age 48, I'm learning that the more I just go, just fucking go, a new habit, just fucking go to the fucking class, just fucking go. Even if you don't feel like it, everything falls in place a lot better. I actually feel a lot better. A lot of the injuries and chronic pain that I have, everyone that follows us knows that I've had surgery on this shoulder. Here's the scar in this joint. I broke this shoulder. I broke my nose 5 times. I have crushed discs in my neck and in my back. I have a torn meniscus, and I broke both my feet on stage. I broke my heels. There you go. You guys are welcome. How do you think that feels? I can tell you that my body often feels like I'm 90 fucking years old. And I have learned that if I just go work out, literally, if I can go every day, go every day. And if you need to rest. If you need to take it easy, take it easy. I certainly don't work out really hard every day. But I have noticed that it is 1,000 times better. Shoulder, everything. It's 1,000 times better. Just go. Just go. Fucking don't think about it. Just go. Go do the physical shit. It will help immensely. It would definitely be a huge piece of advice, because I guess this session is really about habits, my habits, all that kind of stuff, and hopefully giving you guys ideas for habits and how I am able to do some of the stuff that I'm able to do, because it's stressful. So what else do I have written down here? Oh, fuck yeah. This is a good one. This is a great one. And then I will start reading and seeing if you guys have any questions. And I'll answer some questions. And as usual, I meant to do this for 15 minutes, and we're on 42 minutes. What the fuck is wrong with me? Something that I learned in meditation, and this is something that I've been getting with the Waking Up app. This is a fucking cool technique, guys. I read a lot of socials. I'm sure I see your guys' socials. I'm not referring to anyone right now, so fuck you. But I read a lot of fucking bullshit. Like a lot of complaining, a lot of, again, I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying I read it every day. And from people that I know and all this kind of stuff, a lot of jealousy disguised as outrage, a lot of negative bullshit. And the socials right now, especially Facebook, is one where people just post a gripe. Nah, I got a complaint. Blah, this person has more than me, and they're evil, and blah. And I read it, and I'm just like, oh my God, those thoughts and putting this stuff out there, it's bad for you. It's not good for you. And something that I learned how to do, because do you think that I don't have jealous, negative, greedy, shitty thoughts about people and things? Yeah, I do. So it's a huge problem, actually. I'm a fucking asshole, and I don't think it's very cool. There you go. And a lot of people have it wrapped up in their own self-righteousness and their political views or whatever it is. It's like, fuck you. Focus on yourself. Stop complaining about everything. Focus on yourself. And something that I've learned through meditation and through the Waking Up app is called metta. Metta meditation is love and kindness. So it sounds pretty fucking lame, right? I think it sounds lame. It sounds like something I would not like to do. God, this guy's been sitting here the whole fucking time. God, he really is being nice to me today. This is like the rare time he's being nice to me. You can't really see him too well because he's black, but he's so cute right now. His little paws hanging out. Oh my God. Talk about loving kindness. It's a really good example of how this works. So as you start learning how to meditate, occasionally he'll kind of guide you into this concept called loving metta. It just, so some of this is drawn from the Eastern meditation practices and stuff, but there's a science behind it. It's really fucking cool. And so with meta, you visualize, you meditate, chill out, and you just think of someone that you fucking love. Like not like, sometimes it's not a partner or your wife or husband or whatever it is, your lover. Sometimes that's too complicated. Sometimes it might be your nephew. Like I always think of my nephew ever. Someone where there's zero, you have nothing towards them, but you just want you want them to smile. Like you cut off your finger to make them okay. You just, with like Ever or Wolf, there's nothing. It needs to be a person, but there's nothing that I just want Wolf to be happy and healthy. I just want my nephew to be happy and healthy and have a great day and a great life. That's all I want. There's nothing interpersonal there, right? There's no bullshit. Like he's not gonna fucking fuck me in a business deal or something like that. Like somebody like Amir, that can even be more complicated because me and Amir, we're brothers. I love him and he's my one of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life, but it's too complicated. And you envision that person and then you just think, I wish you love, I wish you all these wonderful things. And he goes through all this stuff and you start feeling love. It's a weird fucking thing. Then as you get better at it, you start to change it. You start to move it to someone that you just don't know. But like, I don't know, I picked the dude, the attendant at the liquor store where I always used to buy my alcohol. He's a nice guy. I don't really know him that well, but we kind of know each other. And I would, then he says, aim it at that person or just a person, right? That you know of, that you don't know that well. And you start thinking really good things about that person. And then as you get better, you start to move into pick someone that you maybe don't like, right? Fucking weird thing. And you start thinking, hey, I wish you well. I wish that, I wish you have the things in life that you need and want. And now, am I talking about serial killers and murderers? Come on, don't be stupid. There are people, though, that we prefer not to be around and we don't really love or like or whatever. Do we wish them dead? No. It's an interesting practice to think positive thoughts about people that you may or may not like. It gets you really out of your head. And it really, I don't know, it's a really fucking good practice. All of this leads to other effects from, practicing a grateful attitude. That's something else that, meditation doesn't necessarily hit on that a lot, but that's another part of meditation for me is trying to be grateful, be grateful for all the things that I have and for all the problems and for the fact that at some point I'll probably solve my problems. I'll probably solve them in some way. The likelihood of them killing me is not high. So, all of this stuff, if I haven't made it really clear, all of this is a practice, all of it. So I've already spent nearly an hour giving you a bunch of ideas of things that I fill my day with, right? So you guys can see what I'm doing here with Wake the Fuck Up with Ryan. And what I'm going to do every time we do this is I'm going to try and bring more ideas of ways that you can fill your day up with stuff that doesn't suck. If you might have noticed, none of these ideas involve another person. So this has nothing to do with whether or not Caitlin is here, which she's not. It has nothing to do with whether or not, you're with someone or out without someone, or you guys are fighting, or you've just gotten divorced or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not what any of this is about. All this was about ourselves. Every single thing we're doing it can be done right here, right? This is right here. And I just talked for a fucking hour about all this shit. So these are like real things that I do, every day. And do I do them every day? No, I miss days. I mess up. Who cares? You just get back on the horse once you realize it. You don't have to guilt yourself and worry about all that kind of crap. But it is a habit. It is things that I know that I can go to when I'm starting to, go out of control and I'm feeling too crazy and the stress is starting to cause depression. I know that I can fall back into these habits. I can get back into these things that I know can give me a little more direction and focus. In the middle of the day, a lot of times that's when all my thoughts will really start building up, and I can't get control, and I don't know what to do, and I have all this stress. I can sit back down and just go, okay, I can take 10 minutes, right? I can either meditate. It's fucking good practice. It takes a while. You're gonna have to learn how to do it. I can get some fucking control over my mind again, control over my mind, right? Because it's being trained. So the more you do it, the more you're able to just go, okay, shit's going crazy, and you can go like this. I'm going to pay attention, and I'm going to, this stuff is not going to bother me because I know how to bring myself back into the moment. It's very powerful, very powerful. And then maybe you can sit down and you can work on monkey mind. You can get monkey mind down on paper a little bit, work through this stuff a little bit, and you can get back up and go on with your day. Or maybe you can get back up and focus on the essential things that you need to be doing. That's a really hard one for me. I'm super over obligated to too many things, and that's my own fault. And it's something I'm working on, and maybe we'll talk about that in another Wake the Fuck Up session. But sometimes when that over obligation can hit me and start to cause depression and all the things that it does, I can use these techniques because I've been practicing them, and I can fucking bring myself down to earth a little bit. And also, when everything's overwhelming me and I start to get depressed and I'm having a horrible day, I can kind of know that I have, I've done for the last 20 days, I've done a lot of good stuff, so all I have to do is get back on the horse. I just have to start the routine again, and I can start to feel better. So yeah, I hope that this was, interesting for you guys. I always wonder whether or not I'm just full of shit. Cool. So you guys are all super, super nice. I guess you guys enjoyed it. That's cool. I'm reading your comments now. A lot of you guys are going to take off to start your day. That's awesome. Ryan, you'll have a fit and calm crowd pumping our fists if we follow your plan. That's funny. No. My plan does not make you. It doesn't make you not get excited and have fun. It's when people mistake excitement and edge and explosiveness with stressing and depressive types of things. I'm talking about keeping the edge and losing the other bad stuff. So right on. So right on, everyone. You guys are super fucking cool. Marco, we'll talk about your lies are like fire on some other sessions. I guess you missed our huge fucking session that we had with Brandon from the Annex. We did a huge question and answer session. What I would say is you need to follow us on Patreon. Anyone who's asking me these kind of random questions about the music, you guys need to become Patreon members. It's not expensive, although, hey, you want to support us in a bigger way, it's really helpful. Become a member of our Patreon, and you will be literally invited to sessions like this where we just deal with the music. But we have a lot of cool content that we create. And next weekend, we'll be doing a live acoustic cover. That's the first weekend of every month. The second weekend of every month, we do Decode Radio, where I actually decode one of our songs. I have the tracks up and everything. And it's a really, really cool session. And you guys can ask me questions live. And then we keep going. We have more sessions that we do. And it's super, super cool. Right on. Okay. Well, I want to thank you guys very much. Oh my God, this guy, I don't know if I want to disturb him. Oh my gosh. He's so hot. He's so hot and melty. Well, he's not happy that I picked him up. I'm sorry. Okay, go back over there. I'm just gonna fall down. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much. I hope I gave you some ideas, some inspiration, and thank you for joining me today. I'll see you guys next weekend, and probably some during the week. Bye-bye.